Welcome to Fun and Games Side Quests. Every episode is a different host sharing a video game they love and why they love it.
Hi, Nikki here. You may or may not know me from Twitter at CommanderNici, where I scream about everything that comes to my mind and the podcasts that I love. I also have a YouTube channel under the same handle where I also talk about everything that comes to my mind, which is mostly video games. But let's not talk about me, let's talk about the game. I want to talk about Oh, here she comes. That's right, I want to talk about the 2020 Tripwire Interactive Open World Action RPG. Or should I say, Shark PG? Yes, I want to talk about Maneater and why I love it. First of all, I can be a shark, and I love sharks, so that's already a huge win. Second of all, it's open world, and oh boy do I love open world games. Also, the game is really fun and chaotic, like you can crunch down on a swordfish and yeet it into another fish. That's amazing! And with about 11 to 12 hours, it's something really nice if you're tired of long games. And let's be real. Games don't always need a super deep story and a huge meaning behind them. And that's okay. Sometimes games can be just fun, and Maneater is exactly that for me. I could just switch off my brain for a while, focus a bit more when a fight got difficult, and then go back to exploring. There's so much to see and discover. If you like hunting down collectibles, like me, I have some good news for you, because this game has quite a handful of them. The level design is pretty, I like the sound design, the swooshing of the water when you swim through it is so relaxing. And I wanna be honest, I want more games like this. Take a dangerous animal, and then wreak havoc in an open world. Let's have a crocodile next. And while it might get a little grindy at times, I had no problem with that. It's still lots of fun. So, the game starts with you as a big shark. And when the tutorial sends you to the beach to snack on some humans, that's when you see the antagonist for the first time. Scaly Pete. He catches you, cuts you open, and surprise, you're pregnant. Scaly Pete, the jerk, marks the pup. Yes, that's what baby sharks are called. Fun fact, sharks are actually identified by scars they have. They usually get them from fights and mating or accidents with boats, among other things like individual markings they have, but those are not as easy to spot as scars. So, he throws the small shark in the water. It takes its hands by the process. Haha, instant karma, he deserves that. And that's where our story really begins. We are the baby shark. It's time to grow up and grow strong for the final goal. Revenge. The final boss battle. And it's so much fun. There's upgrades to not only have your shark look cool, it also makes your shark stronger and gives you different abilities for different situations. From muddy bayou water, over to a polluted lake, amusement park like piers, some rich people area, the bay, to finally the biggest area of the game, the Gulf. There's so much to explore. Sadly, the game isn't actually open world. But let's be real, what games with that definition are actually open world? By the way, I would pay for a DLC that would let me travel the whole world as a shark. Also, there's apex predators in each area to fight to give you a nice boss feeling of all levels. And yeah, in an interview with the CEO of Tripwire, it was talked about what inspired the game. Far Cry and Breath of the Wild were games that were mentioned when it was talked about the open world. And having played those games, it really feels accurate. There's so much love for detail and it's a really big world, so that's cool. When it comes to the timing and tactics of the fighting, Punch-Out and Dark Souls were named. I can't say anything about those because I haven't played those, but from what I've heard, it's also pretty accurate. Another thing that I've heard is It's a GTA clone, and while I think it's a bit of a stretch, it's not entirely wrong either. Especially if you look at the fun and chaotic gameplay and the slight social commentary that's provided by the reality TV show style the game is framed in. By the way, it's narrated so perfectly by the amazing Chris Parnell. You might know him from Rick and Morty as Jerry Smith. And the level design has like all this garbage on the floors of each level, and humans really do suck and destroy everything. So like, yeah, the GTA hints are kind of there, but I don't really see that. And while I do think around $40 is a tad bit much for the game, I don't regret buying it day one. It was so much fun. I had a grand old time swimming around as a shark. I loved every minute of it. The narration was fun. The jokes in the game were fun. There are so many Easter eggs and references to stuff that are amazing, and I really, really loved it. So, if you see it on sale for a price you like, definitely go and check it out. That was me. I'm Nikki. I talked about Maneater, a game that I love because I can be a shark, and yeah, so crunch on, be a shark, be happy about it. Happy gaming.
We've made difficult decisions.
And there are still more ahead of us.
2 people aren't enough to save the galaxy.
We need the toughest,
Smartest.
deadliest allies.
We need you.
We need you to join us.
And listen to Reignite.
A certain point of view podcast about storytelling
Love.
and Mass Effect.
Join us every other Thursday as we fight for the fate of an entire galaxy.
You can find us everywhere you get your podcasts.
Or at certainpov.com/reignite.
We're counting on you.
We should go.
CPOV. CertainPOV.com.